evening, everyone. Welcome to Rotor Talk Live, Season 7, Episode 32, DJI Neo, All We Know. Hope everyone is doing well this evening. We're going to give a Florida update here in a minute. Let's see who's all in the house. Who all do we have in here tonight? Got a full house here. Let's got to hit the mute button there. Joe Merrick's here. Drone Shots, Jody, Akarasha, welcome. Johnny's here. Jaybird's here. Let's see who else we got. Casey Crime Fighter, welcome, my friend. Good to see you. Drone Views Media. John's in the house. Welcome, John. Good to see you. Dr. Ted is here. Welcome, Dr. Ted. Captain Ray is here. The night's made. Captain Ray is here, everybody. All right. No, all of you are fantastic. No, I'm just kidding. Big Orange Drone Flyer, Zach, welcome. Drone Views Media, welcome. Waypoint New England, Leonard Oglesby. Let's see who else we got. Wow, Larry B, welcome. All right, got a full house here. I would be remiss if I didn't start with this. Okay, just because they say it's a tropical storm, don't take that lightly. Okay, and a lot of people around here did. And let me show you here. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of things here, and this is from the development that we live in. So give me a second here. Let me bring this up. I'm going to share this here. There we go. Okay. Now, this picture right here, and let me see if I can get this, if you guys can see this. Okay, this picture right here, the one on the top is what it normally looks like. And then the one below it right here on the left, this is how, that's that same area that you're seeing right here. This is it. This is it. I'm going to say probably yesterday morning. It was still pretty bad. It rained for 48 straight hours. And a lot of the time it was torrential. They estimated 8, but I think we probably had 10 to maybe even 12 inches of rain. And it really overflowed its banks. Here's what our pool looked like, and the community pool. Now, one of the things that I did find out about the community pool was they said there's a mechanism in place to go ahead and drain the water off. Well, that mechanism was inundated and didn't work. So that's something, I guess, that our good HOA needs to take a look at. And yeah, that was that wasn't good. That was not good. But all in all, and now it's up in the Carolinas and in Georgia. So our thoughts and prayers are with everybody up there. It was a lot of rain, and a lot of people worked from home on Monday, Valerie included. You know, I work from home full time, but yeah, Valerie worked from home on Monday. There was a lot of standing water on the roadways. I mean, and we're talking a roadway that's like 55, 60 miles an hour, standing water on it. Okay. And it was, and today the sun finally came out. The sun was out, I was going to say 99% of the day today. However, it was not a great day to fly. Winds were probably about 35, 40 miles an hour. It was a nasty, it's still a nasty day. I mean, it was like, it got up to 95 today and the winds out there were 40, 50 miles an hour. It was absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. So yeah, yeah. And these are pictures courtesy, Casey. These are pictures courtesy a couple of the residents in the development here. Some other ones took some pictures. They were very similar. And, you know, and the good thing about this is, you know, I think I probably shared with you guys, we had a drought. All right. And one of the things that I can tell you is, if we hadn't had a drought, I don't know, yesterday would have been a whole lot worse than it was, because our water tables would have been normal. And had they been normal and we got in the 10 to 12 inches, it would have really, really backed up. Now, one of the things this has caused Valerie and I to do is, now we're not in a floodplain. All right. We are about, I'm going to say, a good 6-7 miles from the bay. So that water, I mean, storm surge would not affect us out here. But we're really investigating the possibility of getting flood insurance from the ponds. So we have 10 ponds in our area. And I got an education on that. And one of the things is, that grating that you saw on the top, okay, there's a below that or on the sides of it is an outlet, and half the community dumps out in this direction, the other half dumps out in the other direction. I'm trying to explain it as simply as I can. If it gets really full, it hits that big grating and it allows a lot of water to come in to drain that. So I don't know. I'm just at this point. Yeah, Zach. More than likely, more than likely. It was just it was a mess, and we have not had rain. I mean, we've had, this is my fourth I think I've had since I moved down to Florida, and this is the most rainfall that we've had from any one of them. And our meteorologist confirmed it. It was probably, we had about 10 inches. Now we did have a tornado warning. They thought they spotted something, but it ended up they didn't. Now I couldn't find it, but there was a picture. Valerie and I were on our way to dinner on Friday night, and there was a picture of a funnel cloud. It was halfway down. I mean, we saw this. It was halfway down in the sky, and then kind of did like an elephant, with its trunk curled up, kind of a thing. And it wasn't rotating. It was, I guess, dead in the water. It was very unusual. So, yeah, that's. Oh, and I want to wish our good friend here, Mark White. Mark, happy birthday. Mark had a birthday this week, so everyone be sure to wish Mark a happy birthday. Congratulations, Mark. Another year around the sun. God bless you, my friend. That's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. So, but yeah, we're going to find out some more and get some more feedback as far as from everything I'm hearing, our storm drainage system worked well. And somebody who was in another development said, yeah, yours worked very well, because they went to another development and it wasn't so well. So evidently they did something right here. So God bless the civil engineers, because they know what they're doing. I sure don't. I definitely don't. So, all right. Dr. Chad, I don't know why your chat's not working. I'm seeing it both. I'm seeing both it on now it's freezing up a little bit on YouTube. On my StreamYard one, it's going fine. So hang in there. Okay. All right. Well, my first update tonight, it's very interesting here. Let's go ahead. I'm going to move this over here. Yeah. And we're going to go ahead and share. Let me go ahead. I got a Spectre Mini update that I want to give you guys. Now, you probably have all seen my video about the Spectre here. Let's go ahead and there we go. Okay. Something real interesting happened with the accessories for the Spectre Mini and Air. Okay. If you were to had a gentleman who bought a Spectre Air battery, you know what they sent him? It was in a Spectre Air battery box, but it was a small box. Guess what was in that box? Spectre Mini battery. Apparently, the ASIN numbers, they screwed those up. Hey, Marcus. So apparently, Spectre screwed up the ASIN numbers on Amazon. And what they ended up doing was they ended up putting mini batteries, believe it or not, in an Air box. But the Air box, okay, was small, because somebody had sent me pictures of it. So they had some issues. So they stopped selling them for a while. I think they've finally gotten that corrected. It was interesting. I kind of floored me. That kind of took me back. What do you think, Marcus?
Well, my advice is stick with that 3-letter.
Yeah.
Well, listen. I really, Spectre, congratulations. I mean, I think they're trying to help keep quality drones in the market for us, so that's a good thing, right? I'm not, but as it is right now, unless there was some kind of situation with DJI that precluded us from buying the real deal, I struggle with why you would want to go through all the hassle of buying a copy of the real thing. And again, more power to them. they're in business, and I can appreciate that they're trying to fill a niche if we have a legal problem over here. But yeah, for now, I would say buy that DJI.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards that end as well. I mean, they gave me a Mini to test, and I still have that. I'm just going to keep that. I mean, I'm probably going to get another battery for it because it works well. I mean, I was, as far as a mini drone, it did exactly what it was supposed to do. And when I had my overheating issue with my phone, controller worked like a champ. Returned to home, no problems. Okay, so yeah, it followed everything. It did what it was supposed to do.
It's a DJI drone, really.
Yeah, you're right, 100%. And that's what I keep telling everybody that asks me. It's a DJI drone. I mean,
hey, Bill, just to follow up, I was flying in 100-degree weather today.
Mm-hmm.
And in both drones that I flew today required my iPhone for the FPV screen. And I used the old gel pack on the back of the phone trick. And I'm telling you, it works. It works well.
See that you really stumbled on something really good. That's a great tip. Hey, Ron.
Good evening, gentlemen. How are we doing tonight?
Good. I was just going over.
Jones. What was his name, Ron? And I don't see him anymore. Do you?
I don't think so.
Oh, you don't remember his name either. And I feel bad. He sent us both shirts.
He sent me a shirt too.
Nice guy.
Well, I'm still supporting him or whatever. So I hope he's keeping his drones cool. Bill, I heard you talking about your overheating Samsung phone last week.
Yeah. One of the other things, what I just was finishing up on, Specta accessories. If you bought a Specta Air battery, it was a small box. It had Specta Air on it, but it had a mini battery inside of it.
Okay.
And a guy who did that and went through this with them told me evidently they screwed up the ASIN numbers and they had those boxes made and everything. So they stopped it for about a week and then they're back at it right now. So you'll get your legit battery. If you're buying an air battery, you'll get an air battery. If you buy a mini battery, you'll get a mini battery. They got that squared away. So that's good news.
Yeah, it was a mistake, right? And they fixed it.
Yeah, they can make mistakes. I mean, DJI's done things like that before too. I mean, it's like I'm not really going to worry about it. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but we had incredible flooding here, and we had
compliments of Hurricane Debbie.
Yeah, and and one of the things, people are all uptight about wind and tornadoes and the like. Okay, well, a lot of people kind of ignore tropical depressions and, until they form into hurricanes and they start paying attention to that, but they ignored rain totals. And Debbie was very slow moving. Okay. Because we had rain, and I'm talking like torrential downpours for almost 48 hours. Okay. It didn't stop. And our overflow area in our lakes. Okay. Let's see if I still have that up. I'm gonna bring that up, show you guys.
I'm a little slow moving at times too, so don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you get some drone video, Bill? That would have been interesting.
Yeah. It was too windy. I mean, it was seriously the wind.
I hope those floods didn't flood your poor alligators out of their homes.
No, they didn't. But let me go ahead and share this picture with you. This was taken by some people in our development. Now, I mean, this was literally right across the street from, here's the pool. And this is let me see if I can zoom that up here. Okay. And it's almost overflowing. Now they have an overflow mechanism in the pool and it wasn't working properly.
Oh,
yeah. Which isn't good. Now this next picture here, this picture that you see up here on the top is how it normally looks. And there's a grading up here. Mm-hmm. And where the drainage is here. And then if it gets to be too full, it starts draining through here. Here's the same area. Okay. And this was yesterday morning. All right. Covered up like this. And then here, and I didn't show this is what it looked like yesterday morning. It was starting to come up the banks. Now I got information from somebody here who apparently probably knows a civil engineer and said how the drainage system worked. Half of the community goes in one area, half goes in another area, and if the ponds drain through the ponds. That's how it's done. It's a tiered system, and it's done sloping and everything. Civil engineers, they know what they're doing. Apparently, they did this right because somebody stopped in our development and they said they went to another development. They said our ponds are done right because they went in there. There was a lot of standing water, and that's what we had yesterday. Was a lot of standing water on the road surfaces. I mean, even like at 7 and 8 o'clock in the morning yesterday, I went out for a little bit, and yeah, it was still not good. I mean, there's a lot of water on the roads.
Hey, Bill, we got a super chat from Jay Bird tonight.
Yes, we do. Thank you, Jay Bird. Appreciate that.
So
Yeah,
things have the high waters have subsided today, Bill.
Yeah, they've subsided today. Everything's back to pretty much normal. And one of the things that I said also was a lot of people don't realize we had a drought, and it was pretty bad. But if we had normal rainfall totals, all right, and the ponds were at the level they should have been and had this rain, we would have had problems. And you know, we're thankful. You know, it's like hindsight's 2020. Thankful for a drought? Yeah, I'm thankful for a drought because it took, you know, it Mother Nature takes care of itself, and it did yesterday with that. So we're real fortunate with that. I mean,
but you probably should have some green grass next week, huh?
Oh, we've had rain for at least the last, I'm gonna say, 10 weeks. Every day at 4:30, 5 o'clock, we've had a thunderstorm come through, and then half hour later, sunshine and blue skies. But it's clockwork, like every day. Our grass is green. I mean, once again, everybody's grass is green again. So, well, people have come to tune in, not to Bill, the hurricane reviewer show, but Bill, the drone reviewer. So,
Dr. Ron, they tune in for Ron.
And Bill, there was a big news release. There's some big news release today on that new DJI Neo drone, wasn't there?
Yes, and we're gonna get to that here in just a minute. Here,
hold on, folks. Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. Absolutely.
Now, say, Bill, don't turn that TV dial, or
don't turn that dial. Absolutely. All right. First article I'm going to share here. Autel Robotics unveils new EVO Lite Enterprise drone series, which just like the $699 EVO Lite consumer version, the new EVO Lite Enterprise also features a 1-inch CMOS sensor. Additionally, the drone's adjustable aperture provides users with greater control over their shots, enabling them to capture dynamic scenes with ease. And I'm not seeing anything on pricing here.
Yeah, I don't know any pricing yet, but Ross Langdon reported that this drone's already on sale at some places in Asia, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised about that. Now, of course, DJI always seems to be in the news for one reason or another, and there was a firmware update to the RC, RC2, RC Pro controllers. So with the upgraded model that offers more advanced features, RC Pro doesn't really.
Bill, I think it's just another bug fix update.
Yeah, it's one of those generic bug fix updates kind of thing. So there's really not a lot with that. I just wanted to go ahead and make everybody aware of that if they didn't know that here. Now, this is a real interesting article, and I came across this today when I was setting up for the show. It says China is lifting export curbs on certain high-tech consumer drones. Very interesting in light of everything that's going on right now. Last year, amid heightened tensions with the United States, China imposed temporary yet stringent export controls on certain long-range drones, citing national security concerns for them. These included a 2-year ban on exporting high-performance consumer drones that could also be leveraged for military applications. Okay. Now, with the easing of these restrictions, China appears ready to capitalize on its technological advancements in the market leadership. However, the updated regulations will still require exporters to obtain approval for drones and related equipment with specific capabilities, such as advanced lasers, infrared imaging, radar, and radio equipment. The intent remains to prevent the misuse of these technologies in war zones. Okay, so very interesting.
You know why they're doing that, Bill? Because their economy is in the tank, and they're going to take any business that they can get at this point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a smart move for them. I mean, I'm not, poo-pooing.
I mean, I don't know whether it's a smart move or not, but I guarantee you they're doing everything they can to rev their economy back up.
I'm sure they are. I'm absolutely sure they are. Now, I know you guys talked about it last night, but I wanted to go ahead and go over this as well. Call to ban DJI drone. DJI responds to new Countering CCP Drones Act version introduced in the Senate. Okay, and DJI is not a military company. DJI has a long-standing commitment to drone security and safety, and they get into their talking points here. DJI supports the creation of public safety drone grant programs. DJI deplores the use of drones to cause harm. All right. Well, you know, again, it's combating now this specific language since they went ahead and they amended the NADA bill in the Senate. So DJI came out with these talking points. I mean, what do you guys think?
Any of those talking points could sway Rick Scott back to be on the good side of drones?
You know, I don't know. He's, you know, I thought, you know, both of them have been pretty anti-drone, but wow, he has been just like at the forefront of it between he and Marco. Very surprising because he's always been very quiet. You don't hear a lot from him. I mean, you always hear from Marco. You don't really hear a lot from Rick Scott. Well, he's got out front and center with this one.
Maybe somebody buzzed the governor's mansion when he was down there.
I don't know. I mean, you know, we'll see. We're in recess right now, so nothing's happening in Congress, okay? Because they're all on recess. So, you know, now's the time. You know, and I know I signed up to get notified from, what's the organization? The
FAA.
No, the one Dobo had Vic Moss. The organization,
DVSCA or whatever it is. Yeah.
Right. And what they did was they would get you information and get you in touch with your local representative to arrange possibly a meeting. And I'm going to try to do that with my local congressman. Vern Buchanan is his name. And he lives in the area. I, know the community where he's from. So I don't know. I'm going to give it a shot. Why not?
Why not?
It just feels like we're under constant bombardment, right? I mean, every time we turn around, there's somebody trying to ban something or another, and it just slays me. Nobody is getting hurt with these drones. Nobody is, there's I'm sure there's a few occasions where somebody's doing something weird or whatever, but for the most part, it's been such a safe, such a benign hobby. I don't understand this constant.
Marcus, how does the drone safety record compare to those antique air shows and whatever? How do they compare?
And that's what we were talking about the other day. These air shows. There's always that Oshkosh show that was just over. There's always 2 or 3 people that die at that every year from crashes. Yeah. Hey, maybe we should ban air shows. And of course, I'm being facetious. However, why is it that drones engender all of this anger in people? I wish I understood.
Like you said, coming from all angles, it's almost like it's a coordinated attack. It doesn't seem like random. It seems like it's coordinated. When Stefanik and whoever else, when they couldn't get through, then they push the ball to other people. Again, it's almost like a coordinated attack. They're going to get you from every angle. Bill, it's like a World War II military battle.
Yeah.
Can I give you just a little anecdotal story from today? So I was out flying at Heroes Park, and I was underneath the picnic shelter there. And while I was there, there were some other guys there flying some fixed wing airplanes, and then there was a crew there they were revarnishing and repainting this thing, and so there were a lot of people from the city parks department. You know how it is; the supervisor has to come check and whatever. Well, I'm there flying a couple of drones. These guys, they were so interested, and so they just wanted to see what was going on. They were interested in the drone. They were fascinated by it. They loved every minute of it. And so 90% of the reactions that I get from the public are 99% are way positive. People they love them. They're interested to see it. They want to see what the drone can do. They're happy to see somebody out there having fun. Where does this come? All this stuff that we read about in the news and the political legislation. How does it get so negative?
Yeah, my point too. Like I bet you Rick Scott doesn't have one letter from any constituent in his area asking him to sign a drone ban.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you guys, you kind of nailed it, Marcus. Okay. Because I know I've gone out in public before and I've worn my Build a Drone Reviewer shirt. I've had people ask me about it and said, I've always wanted to fly a drone. That's why I keep my business card in my wallet and I hand it out there and it has my links on it for everything. And I'm saying, take a look at my channel, check me out. We have a show on Tuesday nights at 8:00. We talk about drones, and it's very positive. And people that have encountered me flying when I'm out, it's always been positive. Okay. I've never had that Karen come up to me and say anything to me, because it's just been a positive experience every time I go out and fly. And, and I think a lot of this is fueled. All right. I think it's starting to, the picture for me is getting to be a lot more clear. All right. And I think from Stefaniak going to the Senate and everything, I think this has been scripted out. Okay. I think they're following a playbook with this. And I think what they're trying to do, and I think the author of the playbook are companies like UPS and Amazon and Walmart.
Yeah, why, Bill? How does
they want to clear the lanes, okay? Because their big stumbling block from everything that I've read before is getting clearance in the sky, okay, and having authorization to do that. And if they can eliminate regular drone flyers, hobbyists out there from flying in the sky, put them over where AMA fields are. All right. If they can get that space, then it's, it's all theirs. So they can go ahead and start doing deliveries ad nauseum.
But okay. So that whole theory that the FAA talks about, universal traffic management, UTM, honestly, that makes a lot of sense to me. Right. So those delivery drones, why can't they be, hey, they're all at, say, 500 feet or whatever, right? When they're on their way to where they're delivering. So then the only time there's going to be any interference is if they were coming down, to deliver at somebody's house or whatever. There's got to be a system. Obviously, we already have ADS-B on our drones that can see another. There has to be a way. I think, our friend Bob Dempsey says all the time, follow the money. And that's what I think it's all about. I think, I just think there's some people that they have a financial benefit of eliminating a strong competitor like DJI from the field.
Yeah, our supposed used to be friend from Skydio, all right. He's shady. Every time you hear him open his mouth, it's what they say about a used car salesman. Every time he opens his mouth, he's lying. Okay, and I kind of feel the same way with him. I mean, and yeah, he's clearing the market. But see, the thing for me is with this, and this is just my opinion here. All right, Skydio is not geared up to get into full on. Not only doing the military stuff, they're having a hard time keeping up with military orders. Okay. So how in the world could they even approach again, doing a consumer market or, doing even more in terms of an enterprise market?
Bill, you just nailed it. That's the part of that Skydio argument that I've never been able to understand. I know people vilify Skydio, and I'm not saying I know the full story. I'm not saying that I have any inside scoop. But I think, okay, they pulled out of the consumer market and I understand that they want to be in the commercial market, and they can't even keep up with that. So why are they pushing so hard to get rid of competitors like DJI?
They're not positioned to take over the market anyways.
That's the point. And so none of it makes any sense.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a to be continued kind of a thing, especially during recess. And, take an opportunity to contact your senator, because it's in the Senate right now. Contact your senator on this. Still send them that letter. Go out to Vic Moss's site. Do it again. Call them up as well. Okay. And I can't emphasize this enough. All right.
You mean the drone advocacy?
Drone advocacy.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it, Ron. Thank you. Go ahead, Marcus.
Well, I just was noticing Ray Kelly's point about Anzu there. Now, the way this new Ron pointed this out yesterday, the way they rewrote that thing,
Yeah.
Anzu is going to be able to sell a drone, because anybody that has any kind of association with DJI, they can't do it. And
Yeah, and the other thing is, you know, I really enjoyed having Randall on, but I think a lot of his parts are sourced in mainland China. And the heart of that bill, that language has been added onto that bill, is if those parts come from mainland China. I mean, which really, I mean, there goes Anzu, there goes Specta. I mean, it's just a whole ball of wax with that. I mean, it just, you know, they where the holes were in the first part of it was Stefaniak. That with Rick Scott, they closed all these loopholes now. Okay, I mean, so our elation was very brief, like, you know, and everybody said, you know, this battle isn't over. You know,
the bill came back bigger and better than ever, or better.
Yeah, they came back and, you know, they sealed it up. So,
hey, can I interrupt just for a second before we get too far off the woods? I put the link in the chat for the Drone Advocacy Alliance, but Drone Nation is not a moderator, so that it won't show up, Bill.
Okay.
Maybe you can copy it. You know, whatever is easier, copy and paste it, or make Drone Nation
your
moderator.
Just put a chat in there, Ron, and I'll go ahead and make you make that a moderator. Just type something in the chat.
Okay.
And instantly, Drone Nation will be a moderator.
The problem is, I'm on Ron Brown, and the window I have open is on Drone Nation. You know,
hey, Ron, do this. Just put that link in the private chat, and then I'll post it.
Okay, here we go. Boy,
I don't know why it's not.
Hey, there's more than one way to skin a cat. We'll get her done.
Yeah, hold on.
I don't know why it's not letting me do that. Wow.
Hey, so while we're messing around, I got another
question
for you guys. So that whole thing about components made in China, what does that do to our friends like John Coopy and Johnny Alfonso that are building their own FPV drones? Are all of a sudden those components not going to be available? Will they not be able to? Who's going to replace them?
It's in the private chat, Marcus.
I see it there. I'm gonna copy it and I will paste it. Copy. Here is the link.
To answer Marcus' question, it seems like the home built FPV community is the least concerned of anybody about all this stuff.
Yeah.
They were the least concerned about remote ID. They're the least concerned about the Countering CCP bill. It's more of a concern in the camera drone community than is the home built FPV community.
Yeah, you're right. You were right with that.
So. Yeah, because if a drone inspector would show up on site, he'd have to take their drones apart to actually prove that they hadn't made Chinese parts in them.
Yeah, but Ron,
there
how about
such thing as a drone inspector? The local police would have to take the drone apart and find Chinese parts.
Okay, Ron, but what if you can't even import it anymore? In other words, if the parts just are not available, they won't get through customs.
Yeah, again, just like the camera drone guys, we'll be fine on the equipment that's already in the U.S.
Right.
Yeah, just no future stuff. And now, would that be the same thing? Okay, like if you're a home builder, you could keep importing the parts that are already made prior to the ban.
Right. You could stock up on them, in other words.
Well, you could even get them afterwards. If anything that was legal the day before the ban, if that's still legal, they could keep sending in the parts. Do the parts?
I don't think that exactly applies. I don't think that exactly applies, Ron, because it's different with with DJI. If they have something that already has FCC approval.
But these guys don't have FCC approval because the parts don't give out signals. But here's another thing, Marcus. A lot of the home built guys, they 3D print a lot of their parts out. So that would be made in America at that point if you printed out your
but we're talking about the stack and the motors,
the electricals. Yes.
Yeah.
But typically, when they have accidents, the stuff that breaks is a lot of the stuff that can be 3D printed.
And there's, I'm sure, domestic manufacturers that can build a frame, etc. Anyway, I don't know. It's a slippery slope, and all I can say is
any way you look at it, Marcus, is not good.
Ain't good. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna go to something that is some good news.
Oh, Bill's gonna go there, folks. Bill's going there, folks.
I'm going there. Okay. Now, the first piece of this good news was from our buddy Igor. All right. Yes. And I want to go ahead and share this.
Igor.
This was out on Twitter today.
We need to get him on the show and get that locked down, Marcus.
Neo's launch date is 8/20.
Yes.
The Neo Fly More combo is 8/20, and the Neo Motion Fly More combo.
Bill, did you say motion?
Neo Motion.
Everybody.
I don't know if you saw this or not. Okay. But they're going to have, it looks like it's probably going to work with goggles, and they're going to have the motion controller that works.
Bill, it's no probably about it. The people already had the beta version and for the goggles too. They already show the little Neo in the goggles as a choice.
Now, we also find out too on 8/28, the Action 5 Pro is coming out. He also has information up here as well.
Yeah.
So what's that going to be, Ron? How's that going to be a pro camera?
It's going to have better battery life. Yeah, that's a good one.
Let's go ahead and take a look, because I mean they're not leaving anything chance here with this. We're getting the whole 9 yards. Okay, 135 grams, palm takeoff and landing, AI subject tracking, quick shots, multiple control options, 4K ultra stabilized video, full coverage propeller guards. All right. And you can take a look, and it has all the specs on the back here. It lists them. There we go. Everything's on here.
Except the information that came out today, Bill. It has a 16-minute flight time, according to the news Jasper leaked today.
Yes, I did see that. Let's go ahead and get back to that.
And that translates, Marcus, into what? That 16 minutes probably goes down about 10 minutes, right?
10 minutes, yeah.
Especially with Marcus full throttle on the thing, right?
Damn right.
Direct quick shots and one-click flying. These pictures are real. I think the release is a matter of weeks. Hopefully, we'll fly FPV as well. Follow for more leaks. Cheers. Okay.
So if I'm doing my math right, that's 2 weeks from today.
Right. Now, they're also talking about on a close-up of it, and they say on the top, and you probably can't see it from this picture. I can't zoom in. But right here, there's supposedly there's a button to push. Yeah. All right.
There's a button.
Camera button and they're talking like that Hover X1 kind of setup to do the same thing right here. And everything I've seen as far as price, they're saying like $329 as far as pricing is concerned.
That's for one of the combos. This new motion combo, I don't know if it'll be more or less than the combo with the standard controller.
Eddie Nunez says he already has one.
Yes, his Best Buy got him in early, I believe.
Leaked images of the aircraft also show a control panel with a push button on the main body, similar to the kind found on the popular Hover Air X1 selfie drone. You can also see different flight modes being displayed on one panel, each of which likely can be activated with a single touch. And there's the FCC information. I mean, there's not a lot left out there. I mean, really, we pretty much found out the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, we need camera specs, though, Bill. That's what we're really missing.
That's true. That's very true. That's about the only thing that's left. We know pricing. We know the date. Reasonably sure of the date. We got the weight down and the features, but we don't have the camera specs right now. So,
and Bill, here's the interesting thing with them. We talked about this in the old leaks last night. Talked about like dual control system. Well, we didn't know that meant, the regular DJI RC N2 and the DJI motion controller. So that makes it interesting, of course, now. But here's the thing. Everybody, I'm going to go there because everybody in the chat always goes there. Okay, I already have goggles 3. I already have motion. I already have a DJI RC N2 controller. Can I just buy the drone and use the equipment I already own to fly it with?
Will it work with the RC Pro, Ron?
Well, that's not confirmed. almost no chance since even the latest Air 3 and Mini 4 Pro don't. But Bill, how
Right.
cheap do you think this drone would be to buy if you didn't need any controller with it? Like
Um,
if you just bought the drone and one battery, how much?
my guess is probably 150, 175.
So even if I was a hard no, even if it was 200, I was kind of a hard no on buying is if I could get it for under $200 and use it with my current equipment, I may have a change of mind on this.
But I don't see.
I
And I
mean,
think
Marcus probably say the same thing. I don't need another DJI RC N2 controller. I don't need another motion controller. I don't need another pair of goggles 3.
right.
So.
Now, I don't think it's going to come by itself. I haven't seen anything regarding that. So,
right. So that's going to be another reason for me not to buy it, because I don't want to get it. I don't want to buy something that comes with devices I already own.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But here's a real nice close up of it right here.
Yes.
That Igor posted.
And Jasper said yesterday that it's the size of about 5 CD cases stacked together.
Okay.
Width and height. I hope our younger folks remember CDs out in the chat, Bill.
That's funny. That's
much less vinyl. Much less vinyl.
Or 8 tracks.
Or 8 tracks. Yeah. That's really dating us, all three of us here. So, but this is
the end of August is going to be very busy with back-to-back releases. 1 week, the 3rd week and 4th week, we'll have 2 new DJI products coming at us. Again, we know that we kind of know the 329 for one of the bundles at least. They apparently got 2 bundles, a motion and a regular control bundle, but we still don't have very good leaks on the price of the Action 5 Pro.
Right. We don't have anything on that, but we do know that there's not a lot of difference between the Action 5 Pro and the Action 4. I mean, really.
Except that little Pro thing written on the side.
Yeah, the word Pro. I mean, that automatically, that's a good $50 to $75 bump in price just because of that word.
Yeah.
So, well, with this, I mean, this is some good news. This is something that takes us away from, all the drama that's going on right now. This is something
we already have FCC approval on this, so we don't have to worry about that, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to expand on that just a little bit. I don't want to go too far down this road, but I'm thinking about this little drone and everything that DJI offers us from soup to nuts. A drone like this all the way up to an Inspire or some of their other drones. There is no other manufacturer that comes even close to that. Skydio could barely produce that one drone. I mean, it just seems such a shame to take these kind of things away from us. So anyway, I'll just leave it at that. I just, that thought occurred to me. Who else could produce this kind of a line of drones? There's nobody.
According to Rick Scott and his friends, this drone should have the Chinese flag on the side of it, since it'll be it'll be flying for the Chinese military.
Well, one of the things I kind of want to interject here, and I think Ron and I talked about it last week, was about the whole reason we're seeing a Neo right now is because they're having some production issues with the Air 3S. Okay. Because that one Air 3S that we saw a crashed version of it. All right.
Yeah.
And because we saw the crashed version of it, I think DJI had a scramble here. I mean, the Neo had been ready. And I think what they're doing right now, the reason they kind of have delayed this for a couple of reasons. One, they wanted to make sure there was plenty of inventory to be able to sell it. And number 2, they wanted to make sure that the Dobos and Billies and the high rollers get a chance to review
Ron Browns.
And the Ron Browns. Absolutely. Yeah. So, they want to make sure that all those had a chance to review this and get videos together before it comes out and gets released. It's 2 weeks from today. The 20th is 2 weeks from today. Today's the 6th. So, which is really kind of funny.
Go with your thought there, Bill. So you think maybe the Neo was their kind of like holiday drone? It was maybe going to come out in the November time frame, but because of the Air 3S's troubles, they flipped that up earlier, so they have something out, going into late summer, fall. Is that what we're kind of maybe moving towards?
100%, Ron. This was geared.
Because
This was
Jay
geared
Bird
for
said that
November release.
this would be the perfect drone for under the tree with Santa.
This is a Costco drone if I ever saw one.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, well, think about it from a retailer's perspective. Okay, the physical box size on this. I mean, how many of these Neos can you get in an area where, say, even a mini box? Because a mini box is pretty big. Okay, you can probably get a lot more of these in than you can even a mini box.
And as Marcus alluded to, as far as like Costco, that price point you put on the end cap is the price point is more important than anything else.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And you nailed it, Marcus. This is a perfect Costco, Sam's Club kind of drone to see it out on the aisle and see that card out there with that. Okay.
And people maybe don't know much about drones. They'll grab it just because of the price.
Yeah, they will. And the thing is with this drone, okay, if I'm reading things right with this, all right, with those buttons on there, technically you probably won't even need a controller to use it.
That's what I mean. They
do some of these selfies.
I wonder if they'll have a bundle, I mean, a non-bundle release where you could just buy a stripped down version of this drone much cheaper than $329.
Well, let me ask you, if they sell a bazillion of them at Costco and Walmart for that matter, and Best Buy and wherever else, which I believe they probably will, as well as Amazon, they're going to sell a gajillion of them, like Ron said, because of the price point. How many of those people are going to take the trust test, and how many of them even know what the trust test is?
Maybe they'll have that on the sticker on the side of the box at the
right.
Hey, Jay Bird's asked about obstacle avoidance on the Neo.
I don't think
we haven't heard anything about.
I think the obstacle avoidance on the Neo is that prop cage.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
In fact, as far as I know, DJI's never released a drone with a the propeller guards that had obstacle avoidance. Correct?
Yeah.
Outside downward sensors.
Well, you know what? I was telling Valerie, I'm like, take a look at this. I said, this is another drone that I can fly indoors. I got a real cross-eyed look on that one.
Oh
okay?
boy.
I'm like,
stink guy.
That's never happening again.
You should told her about the ducted guards on it though.
Well, yeah, I did. I showed her a picture of it. I said, see, it has guards on it. It was just one of those looks. It's like, don't even go there. Okay. I was like, I better not go down this rabbit hole with Valerie right now. Otherwise I may not make it to Rotor Talk tonight.
Hey, Star RC may have a foam piece you can put around those bumper guards so it'll be real easy on the paint.
Yeah, I was going to point out Bill Grace's comment.
Bill Grace has a release date for the Air 3S, Bill.
Hey, Bill, just in time for the Las Vegas meetup too. So hey, we'll have it.
Yep.
Marcus, you think we'll see any little DJI Neos flying around in hotel lobbies and stuff at the Las Vegas meetup?
You know what? If we were in Florida at the Hampton, that'd be one thing. But that Green Valley Ranch,
too classy, huh?
It's a casino, and the thing is, I'm sure they're very sensitive about cameras that are up behind people holding cards, and I can't imagine you'll get
save it for the Hampton Inn.
Save it for the Hampton.
Yeah. See, in Vegas, you better be out where you can fly them legally because they'll clamp down on you in a second over there. So, but this is all set in stone. 2 weeks from today, we're going to see it 329. It's going to have an FPV controller with it too. They have an option for that now. I mean, it's pretty exciting stuff. I mean, seriously, if you think about it, we always have said, what can DJI do that will kind of surprise us or something that we haven't seen before? So I know Marcus has always said that, especially like during a release. What are they going to do to kind of say, I want that? All right. Well, they've kind of done it with this because, this will have multiple options. You can use a hand controller with goggles with it. You can use a standard controller with a smartphone with it. You can use the push buttons with it to be able to do it. It's a stabilized it's a 4K platform. It's stabilized 4K platform.
So, Bill, this may be the most versatile drone ever made. Then,
well, for its class, for 135 grams, I mean, nobody can object to that. I mean, it's under that weight. So, I mean, that weight is fantastic with that. And I'm amazed by 16 minutes, which will probably end up being more, like you said, about 10. But I think even still, if you get 12 minutes with this battery, that's pushing. That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
I see. If a policeman showed up to arrest you because somebody said you were flying a drone, if they showed up and saw you flying with look like a little toy, they'd probably be embarrassed and just go away.
Let me say this: it might be the first DJI drone that I would think twice about sending it over the Snake River Canyon. I may not want to do that with this one.
You may want to send it over the Heroes Park Canyon instead.
Exactly. Yeah.
Casey Crime Fighter, I hear you. Okay, I absolutely hear you. Okay,
Uh-oh.
and for those of you that don't know, okay, I decided one time to go ahead and take my Mavic Pro, the original Mavic Pro, off and fly it in the house. All right, everything was going fine. The problem I ended up having was I created a downdraft and I didn't count on that, and because of the downdraft, it literally tipped the drone and it tipped it to the wall, and I'm like, oh, everything stopped.
Do you still have that video posted, Bill?
No, I was shooting video with it, and then for some reason it stopped. I don't know what, and I wasn't shooting any B-roll at that time. I was just experimenting with that, and then it's kind of like, oh, oops, sweetheart, I'm sorry about that.
There's a little chunk in the wall here.
There was a little chunk in the wall that needed to get repaired. It wasn't bad, but it was more. Well, the one time I flew the Spark entirely through the house. Okay, I opened the front door. I opened the screen door in the back. I took off on the front porch, flew through the house, flew outside, looped around, came back through there. But one of the funny things was we had papers on the dining room table. They went everywhere.
I remember that. I remember those papers. Yeah,
that was funny. That was funny.
Yeah,
so,
the drone probably didn't know what a newspaper was or whatever. But
this is a good thing here, and we needed kind of some. I want to say some positive news. This is positive news. This is something encouraging, and this is something that I think is affordable for just about anybody at this kind of price point. I think it's fantastic.
Well, Bill, let's put you in a hot seat. Well, what will you be doing on the 20th of August? Will you be one of the first ones to hit that buy button, or will you wait and see all the review videos of the big? I don't even have to go on. That's an automatic hit the buy button.
I'm going to camp out in front of my Best Buy and just walk in there and buy one.
Yeah, I might do the same thing. I might do.
Well, because you only have to wait. Well, guess what? Bill could tell you he could just order on Amazon and get the same day, right, Bill?
Yeah. Amazon right now. The distribution, we have 2 distribution centers. In fact, we have one, literally, I can almost throw a football and hit it. It's that close to us. And the other one's in Lakeland by where I work. It's about 30 miles away. Almost always now with Amazon, it's almost either same day or next day delivery on everything. Absolutely everything.
Yeah. Well, I hear you guys now, but will this be the type of drone that you buy an impulse and a couple months later, you're not flying a thing anymore? It's just sitting on the shelf?
This won't be one of those drones. I can tell you that right now.
Okay.
And what'll be really nice with this drone is, okay, and I'm going to hear it right now from my granddaughter, okay, because and I'm gonna, and I'm gonna hear from my daughter and my son-in-law. Dad, don't buy Ellie that yet. She's not old. She's only 5. She can't do it. Don't buy it for her. Don't buy it for her. I'm like, I'm gonna hear that. I might get in trouble this Christmas. Okay, I just got some news in advance here. I might get in trouble for that. But no,
hey, Bill, Tony from Quadcopters in Texas asking, what is the transmission system on this drone? And as far as I know, I haven't seen anything yet. Early rumors said that it was Wi-Fi, but I doubt that now that it's running with that motion.
Yeah, because it's got the RC N2 controller. So my guess is OcuSync 4. And it'll have a 10-mile range. Now, if you got enough battery to get 10 miles, there you go.
You're going to need the plus battery, Marcus.
OcuSync 3.
Yeah, okay, they're here.
Makes sense.
Which again would be fine for that drone because it can't go anyways. But the thing is, this drone, they don't want it to go far. They want to have signal penetration. They want to be able to go inside things and not lose signal when they go behind a wall or something.
Oh, Casey has a good point. This might be a great gateway drone. A lot of people will buy and make them want a bigger drone afterwards.
That's absolutely what it is.
Of course, that's the old thing I try to avoid, buying twice.
Yeah,
you buy this, and then 6 months later you spend more money to get another drone. Then you don't use the other drone much.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, 2 weeks from today, I'll be on Drone Nation. We'll be having a release party.
Yes, we will.
We're gonna have
book your tickets right now. Pack your bags.
pack your bags. Be on Drone Nation.
It's going to be the launch party of all time because of the cheap price point. And Bill, do you think DJI has anticipated this pent-up demand and they will have it well stocked at Amazon, at Best Buy, at all the BH, all the normal spots? You think they'll be stocked up?
Yeah, I think they were ready when they came when the leaks have come out. I think they're ready now. I think
already
inventory at every
Walmart already has their shelf tags ready. Trust me, they're sitting in the warehouse. Yeah,
they're probably in the warehouse at Best Buy and probably Amazon as well too. So, but
okay, this happened with some of the one of the DJI prices this year. Is this something if you want it, you want to order day one because it could, like if you wait until day 2 or later that day, the orders it'll be real slow shipping now. Like if you order right away, you may get the same day, but if you wait too long, it may take a week to get here because they'll already
I would not hesitate on this. I would not hesitate. I mean, both Jasper Ellens and I think Igor, both of them said it's going to fly off the shelves at $329, literally, and it will. I mean, that kind of price point for something like this, it's a very versatile drone. You have, like I said, you have 3 options to control this drone. I mean, that's unheard of.
Bill, you think both the kit with the static control and the kit with the motion control, you think they'll both be about the same price and both be available day one?
I think so. But I think, again, with something like that, he who hesitates loses, because if you don't get it, especially the one with the hand controller, if you don't get that on day one, you're probably going to have to wait a couple of weeks easily, okay, or probably even more.
Okay, well, here's another tough question. Okay, Marcus, Bill, you don't have the you don't have the EVO 2, but I'll go to Marcus. Which kit do you choose that day? Do you choose the kit with the motion control, or do you choose the kit with the standard control, especially if they're the same price?
Sticks for me, Ron, but I understand why people go with the motion controller.
Of course, you already have both. If these components aren't updated, you already have both of them. So whatever one you don't have, you just already have the other one at home to use.
Right.
And you have the goggles through, Marcus, because I don't like flying with the motion controller without the goggles. I don't like just line of sight with that. I get confused with that motion. I need the goggles on to use the motion. That's just me. That's not nothing on the system.
I get confused. I get confused with the goggles or not the goggles.
Yeah.
Well, Johnny Post, just what I need, another drone. We do know, Johnny, that you've had it and you've been testing it, and we understand. We know that. So
I think Johnny had a little crash. Johnny had a little crash with the drone the other day. Maybe it was that
wasn't the Neo, Ron. It could have been the Neo.
Could have been the Neo. Yeah, I think he hit a roof. Did he ever get it down from the roof, Marcus?
Got his brother-in-law to help him. Turtle mode.
Okay.
Seriously, not kidding. Turtle mode.
That turtle mode works. That's worked before. So, all right, we're here at the end of the show. Any closing thoughts, gentlemen?
Just hold tight for 2 weeks. Fly what you got for right now. Put a little money in the cookie jar or whatever. Is that the cookie jar you put it in? Sugar, and be back in about 2 weeks, and we'll get you all set up with a launch party. Well, put it this way, Bill, the night before the release, we'll have a Drone Nation to give you the last minute breaking news. Then we'll have a launch party in the morning. Then we'll be back at night to give you kind of post show of what we thought of the release and how it went in order. So we'll have it, Bill. It'll be wire-to-wire coverage, right?
Wire-to-wire coverage Monday night,
just like the Olympics. Yeah. Just like the Olympics.
And the Olympics will be over, so you can watch us more. Then people,
that's right.
The ratings are down. Bill, everybody's watching the gymnasts and all that instead of us old guys.
Thank you, Johnny, for the chat.
Thanks, Johnny.
That. Thank you.
So,
go ahead.
Well, I just was my parting thoughts. I went out today. I flew a couple of drones. One of them not terribly successful, but the other one I flew that FEMI Mini version 3. And had just a lot of fun with it today. I had a great flight with it. So,
did you get your update done on it, Marcus?
You know what? There was another update. I fired it up today.
I flew yesterday. I did an update, and there was another update.
Yeah, camera update today. It didn't take very long. Glad to get it done. I haven't looked at the video yet, but the drone flew great. I went into the I know I'm probably getting too far into the weeds here, Bill, but I went into the waypoint missions. It's a very robust app. You can do a point of interest. You can set the speed on each waypoint. You can set the altitude for each waypoint. It gives you a number of options of what you can have it do when it reaches the waypoint. Take pictures, take a burst, take a 10-second video. It's a $299 drone, and there's a lot of
news last night. This came from, well, a lot of people came. The Phoebe Mini 3 is now available on Amazon.com for $299. So if you feel confident about ordering from people like AliExpress or even Phoebe themselves, you can order it now on Amazon, so you have a good return policy.
That's a good point, Ron.
Drone doesn't work.
Let me go out on this limb. It's the best FEMI drone I've ever flown. So I'll say that.
It's the best FEMI ever, Bill.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about
so, Ron, any closing thoughts?
I gave mine first. I already went.
Oh, you did? Okay. All right. Well, okay. Number one, we're just praying for the people in Georgia and in South Carolina, because they're getting inundated with rain. I know Ron's going to get it later in the week.
We're going to have it Friday and Saturday.
Yeah. So just be praying for these people, because just because it's not a hurricane doesn't mean it doesn't cause damage. And these, 10 to 12 inches of rain is nothing to sneeze at, and it does cause flooding. So everyone stay safe and be careful, especially along the coast right now, because everybody's getting hit. And we're thankful it wasn't worse for us, and that our ponds worked and they drained like they should. And we're real happy about that. Things are simmering down here a little bit. So that's a good thing. And just exciting. I mean, I'm excited about the Neo. I think this is it's a positive thing. We haven't had a whole lot of positive to talk about lately. And this is something positive and exciting. And I think it'll put us a spark back in all of us. A spark.
It'll take all that nasty Countering CCP thing out of our verbiage for a little while.
It will. We'll put that aside, and we're going to enjoy ourselves and have some fun with this. So I want to thank everybody. You guys were in the chat tonight. You guys were exceptional. And make sure, everybody, you wish Mark White a happy birthday on the way out. Mark
White, happy birthday.
Yeah, make sure you all do that. I want to thank everybody for the great chat. Ron and Marcus, you guys were great tonight. As always, guys, it's a great day to fly. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your week.
Happy Neo.